What's up, guys? It's your boy Stas here. We don't have a coffee for this video, but I'm drinking on some coconut water. Cheers. I appreciate you all for tuning in. That triple espresso I had earlier held me throughout the entire day, guys. No joke. Starbucks' coffee, believe it or not, is super freaking strong, at least compared to what I've been drinking. Jeez, guys. But yeah, in this video, we're going to break down a bunch of stocks, kind of, what I'm doing, a trade I made today. We'll cover that in this video. While I locked in profits today, I took the trade a couple of trading days ago. And yeah, we're going to break down what to expect earnings-wise from a couple companies. Well, we're not going to dive into the actual estimates, but we're going to go through big tech, see, Meta, Microsoft, Tesla, how the charts are looking right now as all of those are reporting tomorrow. We're also going to break down Lam Research, ASML, a couple companies here, guys, and just overall talk stocks. So hit the like button, make sure to subscribe. Cheers. I appreciate you all for tuning in, guys, and let's get into it. So today we ended up having a pretty good day for stocks. Not so much the Dow Jones. The Dow went down over 0.8%, but the NASDAQ ended up going up over 0.9%. The Russell went up 0.25%, and the S&P went up almost 0.5%. Very good day across the board here, again, except for the Dow, which, whatever. The Dow just hit all-time highs like 2 weeks ago, a week ago, so we can cut it some slack. Overall, SPY has filled the gap now to the top of the channel here on the 4-hour chart, which we covered when SPY was at 675. So we nailed that call out. It filled the gap to 695, and now's the moment of truth. We're $2 away from all-time highs. Will we rip through and go to $700 plus? I think so. With earnings coming up from big tech, I think so. But there are a lot of things going on with geopolitical tensions, possible government shutdown, another government shutdown. So that could damper, the earnings trade here. But we'll see. I like it for a move over 700. I think it's coming. QQQ is also looking good. We called out this wedge, and now we're seeing it break out of that 630 mark, which that's where we called it out. So I like the way that's playing out. Now QQQ's trading at multi-month highs, believe it or not, man. Last time it was at 632 was back in early November, end of October. So we're about $6 away from all-time highs here. We're getting there. And I think with big tech earnings, a lot of them are kicking us off tomorrow, guys. I think we could get there sooner rather than later, of course, depending on these earnings. So let me share with you all a trade that I closed today. It was in Coherent. I don't think I mentioned this in the previous video. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I did. I forget. Yeah, there's a lot going on, guys, with a newborn, everything I'm doing, all the videos, this, that, blah, blah, blah. I forget if I mentioned it on YouTube. I'm pretty sure I did. But either way, Coherent's one that I bought. I believe, was it Friday? Either way, yeah, I think it was on Friday. Either way, I bought the dip here. Yeah, Friday morning at $191 roughly a share. And I got out of those shares today at $213.80, making roughly a 12-13%, actually no, 11-12% profit there. And it's actually up even more in the aftermarket. We do have a little bit of a cup and handle, arguably, on Coherent, so this could be going higher. But yeah, for me, guys, I have a percentage target when I'm swing trading. If I hit 5-7%, I'm good. And this thing ripped even higher, so I locked in that profit there. And at this point, I'm looking for re-entry. I think, it's a little overbought. We're heading into earnings here soon. I think on the 4th of February. Yeah, so it's a little overbought. Maybe it pumps again tomorrow. It definitely could go higher. If you guys take a look at this chart, I mean, it is looking bullish, right? So we do have an ascending triangle essentially playing out here. So it technically could go higher in the very short term, but I'm suspecting a bigger pullback's coming on Coherent, maybe before earnings. and that could, set us up nicely for that post-earnings move. We'll see. Do your own research. So, yeah, locked in the profit there. I love it. Big move there on Coherent. COHR is the ticker. And of course, you guys know, man, earnings season is literally now. We had a bunch of companies report. We had UPS today, a couple other companies that I'm not going to dive too deep into. I think we covered them in my previous video, but I am gonna run over a couple that I'm watching that I'm excited for tomorrow, right? So Meta, META, man. I'm in Meta right now. I'm up on the stock, but I think I could be up a lot more over the coming months, depending on how things go tomorrow, right? Tomorrow we have earnings, and the chart setup right now is quite interesting. We have a double bottom forming pretty clear, right? At about, 580, 590-ish, right? So we have that double bottom forming now. As of the last couple of trading days, we're back over these moving averages. We've seen a sharp recovery from 600 to 675, and notice where we're at now. We're seeing that double bottom breakout. We're back over these moving averages, but we're struggling to break through 680, 678, which was the high from back in early December, all throughout December, quite frankly. So Meta at this point is at a big sticking point on the charts, to the point where, if it got rejected here, sure, we might be going back down low mid 600s. We might chop around, trade sideways a little bit. But if earnings are strong, I'm telling you, if the market realizes, all right, maybe, Zuckerberg is not going too crazy with the CapEx, it all comes down to that in the earnings call. How guidance is, for CapEx. If they cut back on CapEx, if they give more reasoning in the call, if they give us some more, concrete monetization plans, this, that, whatever it may be, right? I'm just throwing things out there that could cause the stock to rip. And of course, if they just have strong guidance, great numbers, let's say CapEx doesn't increase much, that could just be it as well. That could be it as well if they just keep the CapEx forecast steady, right? They're not going to increase it like crazy. On top of that, they have good numbers. That could cause Meta to go right back over 700, just like that, because realize we were almost at $800 when we had that, that the last earnings report that caused the stock to crash. So I think we're going to be playing in this 675, 680 window up to about 750 here over the coming weeks. So I'm excited for that. I'm locked and loaded on Meta right now. Just shares. I'm not in call options, but who knows? That could change. But at this point, I bought a bunch in this window right here, from 660, 650 down to 580, 600. I was buying that entire dip. So I'm pretty locked and loaded right now, and I think it's gearing up. But it all comes down to earnings, obviously. And Tesla, TSLA, let's pull it up. So Tesla here clearly got rejected at 460, guys. We were trying to break through there. I was eyeing it up, maybe to trade Tesla, buy calls, maybe some shares from 460 to 500, maybe play this gap right here. But it didn't break through. 460 has been a sticking point for the stock since September, guys. We just broke through it, for a couple trading days in December. Then we got back under 460. So that's a big resistance. And at this point, we're back under both moving averages on the 4-hour chart heading into earnings. And the comps are not the best for Tesla. I think their revenues projected to decline 5% year over year. But we all know that doesn't matter. With Tesla, it's all about the future, robotics, full self-driving, robo-taxi, all of that. Which if we get, news around that regarding, or depending on how Elon is during the conference call, I think we might see a rebound. This stuff is, this stock's all about, it's all about, it doesn't move on fundamentals all the time. Their revenue's down 5% year over year. But if Elon comes out tomorrow and says, robotics or full self-driving this, full self-driving that, if he fluffs up the what's it called, the robo taxi in Austin, big developments there, this could move the stock. That is what moves the stock, right? So all eyes are on Tesla. We do have an inverse head and shoulders. Let me show you guys this. Let me clear the drawing set so you can see it a little bit better. You guys see it right there. Left shoulder head, right shoulder, kind of. I butchered that a little bit, but you guys kind of see what I'm seeing here a little bit, maybe. And at this point, it doesn't look too great, right, on the charts. But if earnings somehow propel this thing back over 450, back over 460, it could catch fire again. Momentum could kick in again, but we're at 430 now. The chart is breaking down, so we have to wait for the actual recovery. Patience, my friends. Patience. So let's see. Microsoft's another one which has been dragging down for a while, but well, that could be changing. We just had a 2% green day today, and we're back over the moving averages for the first time in months. Microsoft's been downtrending literally since the end of October, guys. Not ideal, but we've seen a sharp V-shaped recovery, up $40 a share heading into earnings, 9% in the green off that 438 bottom. So Microsoft, again, we're breaking the downtrend slowly. Now, is it fully breaking out? No. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're not breaking out fully yet, but we're seeing the signs. And one thing that worries me a little bit, maybe it's a little overbought heading into earnings, but then again, you can make that same case for Meta here. That doesn't really matter too much. Sometimes, guys, you got to put the RSI aside. Yeah, it is a little overbought, but if earnings come in hot, you got to realize Microsoft's still down a lot, right? Microsoft's still down from 530. Now it's at what, 480? It's still down 12% from the recent highs. So yeah, it's overbought a little bit on the RSI, but it's still down 12% from recent highs. If earnings come in hot, that RSI is going out the window. This stock's going to rip probably a couple percentage points at least, right? Considering, again, how beaten up it is. Same thing goes with Meta, right? Same thing goes with Meta. It applies. So ASML, I think, is tomorrow morning. All the ones we just mentioned are after the bell. Yeah, ASML is in the morning, and my goodness, this stock's overbought right now. So that worries me a little bit. I got to be honest. We're kind of overbought heading into earnings here, guys. This stock this year alone is up like 40%, 35%, insane. So it had another 3% green day today. So watch out for ASML. I am not touching this stock. I'm fading it. This thing's overbought in my opinion, truly, right? Truly overbought, not like Microsoft and what's it called, Meta. But keep your eyes on it either way in the morning. Also, Lam Research, LRCX is the ticker. Let's pull it up. Lam Research also arguably overbought. Actually, it went up 7% today on top of how much it's already been up, and it looks like we hit all-time highs today. So Lam Research, they're reporting after the bell tomorrow. So we have Meta, Tesla, Microsoft, Lam Research after the bell, ASML in the morning. And, obviously there are a lot of other companies reporting, but these are just the main ones that I'm eyeing up, as I think these will really move the market. These are the ones that all eyes are on for tomorrow. So at this point, guys, that is pretty much it. And tech in general crushed it today. Not just Microsoft. We had Amazon up over 2%, which you guys probably know it's one of my bigger holdings. And we were calling it out all of the end of last year. People don't know about Amazon. Everybody knows about Amazon. But we were saying how I'm buying a bunch at 220, 215. I thought and I still think it's one of the more, it is, right? One of the big tech stocks that has underperformed the S&P over the last 5 years, I believe. I think that's going to change. And overall, I think it's setting up for a breakout. And I bought this dip, it got down to 228. Excuse me, guys. It got down to 228. I bought that dip. Now we're at 244. I think we're about to rip through here. Once we take out 248, which was the high from what, 2 weeks ago, 12th of January, I think we're going all-time highs. Amazon, I'm calling it now, and I've been saying that for a while now. I think we're going mid-high 200s, $300, no problem. I think we're going there. So, yeah, I don't want to drag this too long, guys. We're in here 15 minutes. Yeah, a lot's gonna happen tomorrow. Not to mention, I forgot to mention, we also have the Fed meeting, FOMC tomorrow. We covered that yesterday. Rates are, mostly expected by most projections here to stay at 3.75%, but you never know. You never know. But yeah, I mean, are we gonna get a rate cut? I doubt it. We've had 3 consecutive rate cuts. We're probably gonna hold off for a little bit now. At least that's what the consensus is. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Hit the like button and join the Patreon. Guys, if you want to keep up with what I'm doing in my real portfolio, you guys see all the moves I'm making, trades, investments, everything. Full transparency. I just posted an update yesterday. Every time I post or make a trade, I post an update. There's also a private Discord. We're chatting in there all day, guys. We're posting our moves. Check it out. Link down below, pinned in the comments, or go to stocksurfs.com/Patreon. And with that being said, cheers. I'll see you all in the next video.